What's up? So today I want to get into the number one myth I hear about walking 10,000 to 20,000 steps per day. Maybe you've thought it, maybe you've heard it. Either way, this is something that holds a lot of people back from getting high step counts throughout their day. And what is this myth? It takes too much time. Have you thought that? If so, I don't blame you, but let's just dig into that. So at the pace I walk, and this seems to be the case for a lot of people too, which is around 1.8 to 2 miles per hour, you can expect to walk around 1,000 steps in 10 minutes, 3,000 steps in 30 minutes, and 6,000 steps in 60 minutes. Now, if we look at that in terms of the two big goals that most people have, 10,000 steps and 20,000 steps, 10,000 steps is going to take you around 100 minutes, an hour 40 minutes, and 20,000 steps is going to take you around 200 minutes, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Now you might be thinking, how am I supposed to find that much time to walk? I don't blame you, but here's some easy ways to make that a lot more manageable. Number one, you're going to want to add more walking into your day naturally. This is what I like to call miscellaneous walks or miscellaneous walking. So some examples of this: park farther away. That could realistically add 500 steps to your daily total. Another thing, get off a few steps earlier if you're taking the bus, train, whatever. Another 500 steps. Take an extra lap around the supermarket. Trust me, unless you're crunched for time, it's not going to be something you're going to notice. And no one's going to notice you either. A big one is walking during phone calls. This is huge because a lot of the times while you're taking a phone call, you don't even notice that you're walking, and it's an easy way to add an extra 1,000 to 3,000 steps, maybe even more. If you're at the gym, start walking while resting or in between your sets. You've seen it, and maybe you've done it. I used to do it a lot. You finish your set, and then you just sit your butt down on the bench for 3 to 5 minutes or however long you rest. That can be time that you easily spend just walking, pacing around, and it can easily add around an extra 1,000 to 3,000 steps. So just taking into all the totals from these examples right here, you would add 3,500 to 7,500 steps without even feeling like you walk that much, because you're naturally doing it throughout your day, doing the things that you already normally would do. The goal of all of this is to transform idle time into walking time. Basically, if you're going to sit on your butt, stand up and move around instead. Number two, and I kind of touched on this already, is incorporate walking into the time you already spend. So if you spend an hour watching TV shows, YouTube, walk. If you spend an hour on video games, walk. If you spend an hour scrolling social media, walk. Now obviously your mileage may vary. Some games you can't really play while you walk, but find something that works for you. You can watch a show while you're on your gym treadmill, or preferably a walking pad. That's the best way to do any of this. And the last thing here is dedicate small pockets of time to walking. I call these mini walks. So for example, 15 minutes before breakfast, 15 minutes after lunch, and then 30 minutes after dinner. That's going to give you a total of 1 hour of walking time, or 6,000 steps added to your daily total. So if you're trying to get to 10,000 steps a day, you do a little bit after each meal, and you're already 60% of the way there. So some examples from all the things I talked about. Let's say you add 3,000 to 7,500 steps from your miscellaneous walks, 6,000 steps from mini walks throughout your day, and then 6,000 steps from walking while watching, gaming, scrolling, whatever. If you were to add all of those together, you're going to add 15,000 to 19,500 steps throughout your day. Now, obviously, everybody's situation is different. These numbers are going to look different for you, but this is just an example of how these things can add up to a much bigger number throughout the day. Key things you're going to want to remember here: you don't need to dedicate that much extra time to walking. Instead, incorporate it into things you already do. Another one is that the little stuff adds up, mainly the miscellaneous walks and the mini walks, that can easily get you to 10,000 steps a day, or a huge chunk of the way there. And if you're trying to go for bigger numbers like 20,000 steps, that's going to be hugely helpful as well. And last but not least, maybe the most important tip here is to make walking seamless and effortless. One of the biggest things that holds people back from getting 10,000 or more steps per day is the thought that, oh, I'm going to have to do all this walking. But if you can make walking into something that you don't even notice you're doing, and you just do an activity, then you look down at your watch or phone or whatever, and you notice that you've added an extra like 5,000 steps or more, that's going to make it so much more easier to make 10,000 steps a day or more a daily habit. That's what's going to keep you consistent long term. So that's all I've got for today. If any of that helped, make sure to give the video a like. And if you've got anything that helps make walking easier for you to do, Make sure to leave that in the comments and subscribe if you'd like to see more tips and content just like this.